Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first unit of your English 132 composition and rhetoric class. So, what we're going to be doing in this unit is going over some of the key elements that you learn in your first composition and rhetoric class. And with that, let's jump right into it. So, rhetoric. I pronounce it rhetoric. A lot of people pronounce it rhetoric, apples and oranges. But the root word of rhetoric and its meaning is to say. So we are confronted with rhetoric every day, every moment, every second. And what rhetoric is the way that we convey meaning, messages, and intention. So the songs we listen to, the shows we watch, the emails we read, all of those are creating some type of rhetorical project and some type of rhetorical meaning with an intended message for you to receive and engage with. So, with that, rhetoric is not really what you say, but it's about how you say it. And the way that we build strong rhetorical arguments are with these three appeals: an appeal to ethos, an appeal to pathos, and an appeal to logos. Again, you've probably heard these terms before, but I'm going to go over them a little bit more. So with ethos, we have an appeal to authority. So when I talk about ethos in our rhetorical projects and our rhetorical kind of creations and essays, I am talking about how do we build our credibility? How do we build arguments that are reliable and have authority? And the way we do that is quite literally appealing to authority and those who have more experience than ourselves. So that means using academic sources. That means interviewing relevant people with experience. It also means researching and including that research in your rhetorical project. Okay, so that's an appeal to authority and how you strengthen your credibility. Next is pathos. So it's an appeal to emotion. This is usually what makes your rhetorical argument the most memorable. This is what really makes the argument stick in a person's mind, mainly because this is kind of the humanistic touch to a rhetorical argument. This is the part of a project that gives it feeling, gives it emotional weight, and gives it some kind of intimacy, whether that intimacy be found in humor, personal anecdotes, drama, all of those things. So, pathos and a really strong pathos is an appeal to kind of the interpersonal relationship of you, the reader, and the text. So, pathos, an appeal to emotion, make it relevant, emotionally relevant to the receiver of your rhetorical project. Next, we have logos, an appeal to logic. So, logos is kind of interesting, but I like to think of it as an organization. So, logos is an appeal to form and structure and how you organize your rhetorical project and essay. Again, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So, when I'm talking about logos and when I'm talking about how a rhetorical project is organized, how does it begin, how does it end, and what's happening in between that beginning and end. So, think of the structure of your rhetorical arguments. How are they built? And how do you use the form itself to convey an excellent message? Okay. Another term that you may not have heard of, but I do kind of like to point it out, is Kairos. And Kairos means the season of speaking. And in broad terms, that just means that there is a time and a place to talk about everything. So the official definition that I've given you all is that Kairos is the use of space, time, context, and presentation. So a kairotic season or using Kairos to your advantage means taking into consideration the time and context in which you are delivering or receiving your rhetorical message or rhetorical project. So, just to give an example, it's an election season. So, right now, the chaotic season for talking about democracy, voting, and election is at an all time high. So, talking about that in this specific time would be a very good idea. To give you an example of maybe a weaker kairotic season would be I don't know, let's say that your favorite holiday is New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It's much easier to talk about how awesome New Year's Eve is in December or January than it is to talk about how awesome New Year's is in April or maybe August. So, Kairos is really just being aware of the time and place that you are in and the time and place that you're also delivering, okay? So, that's Kairos and our Kairotic seasons. And next, we have the four key elements of analyzing a rhetorical situation. So, these are the elements in which we engage with a project or the way that we talk about engagement. So I have these four elements. We have writer, reader, text, and medium. So let's start with the first two, writer and reader. So us as kind of rhetorical receivers and writers of rhetoric, we kind of switch in and out of these two elements. Writer, creator, reader, and receiver. So, what do you as a writer want to convey, and what do you as a reader want to receive? Next, we have text and medium. Text is the actual text, so the actual way that the actual messages that are being conveyed. So, text is what your goal is, what your thesis is, what your actual words are. And the last one is medium. Medium is how that text and how that message and how that meaning is delivered. So is your medium essay? Is it a video? Is it a song? All of those. And how does the medium itself kind of affect the reception of your message and your rhetoric? So let's talk about rhetorical analysis, exactly how you do rhetorical analysis. So to rhetorically analyze in this course and for the assignment that I am about to receive, I would like you all to take into consideration all these things. Think about logos, pathos, and ethos and how all of that affects writer, reader, text, and medium. That's supposed to say medium. I'm sorry about that. So, how does that affect all of those things? And rhetorical analysis is determining how and why rhetorical projects work the way that they do. So, I do have an example for you. I have what I call a cultural artifact. And basically, what a cultural artifact is, it's an artifact about culture. I try to keep it relevant and modern. And what I'd like you all to do is to watch this video and consider how all the rhetorical elements we talked about build an argument, and then complete the assignment located on the next slide. You can pause this video and go into your Canvas account. This will be linked and you can watch it within the Canvas account. But what I would like you to do is, analyze this cultural artifact, build and talk about its key features, and I do have some instructions here. So when you're writing your cultural artifact assignment, I would like it to be at least one page, and ideally you would answer all of these questions. So how does this video build logos? How does this video build pathos? And how does this video build ethos? Also, what do you as a reader of this project think are the strongest parts of the rhetorical argument, and what are the weakest parts? Again, a 1 to 2 page essay answering all these questions. But again, in writing this essay, you're also creating a new rhetorical project of your own. So be sure to keep all of those in mind and structure your argument soundly. So that means in your paper, include a nice introduction and the body paragraph, answer all of these questions, and then conclude with all of the key features that you think are really important. Okay? So with that, that is the end of Unit 1. Please turn in your cultural artifact assignment, and I will grade it on a rolling basis and as soon as possible. But thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again in Unit 2. Bye.